Hello, hi, and welcome back to my channel. In the previous video, we covered the discovery page where we learned how to create this particular screen. And in today's video, we will cover the leftover browse and search tabs or the browse and search screens, which would look something like this. And similarly, the search is pretty simple, just a small text input. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. So for the browse screen, what we have done here is pretty simple, pretty similar to what we did in the previous screens. So we have a top bar, for which I have used this component, which I've already created in the previous videos. And after that, I have added the header, which is browse, which is covered by this particular view. Following the header, there are two tabs, categories and live channels. So what we have to do here is we have to create two tabs where if I click on categories, it will open up this particular view, and if I click on live channels, it will open up this particular view. So for this, what I have done here is that I have taken up a view. I have given the orientation as row. I've added two different pressable and I have wrapped, or I have added text inside these two pressables with the text as categories and live channels. And I have also created a state called show live channels and set live channel visibility with the default value of the state as false. So the purpose of adding this state is that when it is false, it will display the categories tab, and when it is true, it will display the live channels. So you can see what we have done here is we have added this logic inside the onPress function of the category where we are passing the value as false to the state, and in the live channel I'm passing it as true. The styles for this is handled in the style sheet down below, where we are passing the boolean value so that we can change the color accordingly. So in case the categories is active, then it should display this sort of styling where the color and the bottom border is having a width of 1. And if it is inactive, it should look something like this. So for that reason, we are passing the value inside the style sheet, and we are passing it like this. So once this is handled, what we have to do here forward is that we have to just add a scroll view, and we have to check if it is not the live channels that needs to be displayed, then we have to display this particular screen, right? This particular view. For this particular view, I have created a small component called small category card, as you can see, which is basically an image of this height and width, and the text, views, and the tag chip. Tag chip is also a component that we have created earlier in the previous videos. So I've used these small components to create this bigger component, which I've named it as small category card. And all these styles for this is listed down below. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. It is exactly the same styling that we have done for the previous screens text and all. We have just changed the margin padding, the direction, all these things a bit over here. Since in the previous screens we were having the information, I think, at the down, but here we have to display it on the right hand side. So that is the only difference over here. So once this is done, I have just, for the sake of demo, called it, or I have used it 3 times so that we can see how it will look inside a list. But you can, as I said in the previous videos also, you can pass certain data, and you can map the view directly over here. So once this is done, the category section is completed. As you can see, it is pretty straightforward, pretty direct. Nothing too hard, nothing too complex over here. So once we have completed the tabs, once we have added the states for the tabs, once we have handled the styling for this in the style sheet, and once we've handled the category section, we can move to the live channel section, where I have used, or I have reused the discover video cards, which I have also used previously. But what I have done here is I have passed 2 props, or I've added 2 props inside this. I've added a prop called image size and another prop called show options. So the only difference between this and I think this is that the size is a bit different. It is a bit smaller and that is a bit larger. And we don't have these three dot options. So that is what I am handling over here. I am passing the image size as large and I'm passing the show options value as false and I'm handling it inside the discover video cards. What I'm done here is that I've taken image size which will have either small or large value, and in case it is large, it will have this particular value for height and this particular value for width. And similarly for show options, if it is equal to false, then we won't return anything. We will return an empty tag. And in the other case, when it is not false, we will return the icon. That's it. That's the only difference that we have done here. Just added two props, image size and show options. Image size for handling the size of the image and show options for handling the visibility of the icon. So once that is done, this section is also completed because we are just calling it again and again. So as I said, it is pretty straightforward, nothing too complex to explain. And similarly for the last screen, it is also very, very straightforward. So you can see it is pretty simple. What we have done here is we have added a text input where if you start writing something, the cross icon appears. And if you remove everything, the cross icon disappears. You can also add the logic where you press on the cross icon and all the text disappears. It's up to you. You can add it. You can take it as, I would say, you can take as an assignment to add the logic for removing the text once we click on the icon. It is pretty simple. So for this, what we have done, we have added the chevron left icon with the size as 24 and colors as text color. Then we have added the text input where the placeholder text is text color. Placeholder value is search. Style for this input is this with margins top and left, color and padding. And on change text, what we have done here is that if the text length is greater than 0, we are displaying the cross icon, which is handled here. For handling this, we are using the state show cross and set cross visibility. That's pretty much it. So what we have done here is we have added just one simple component where the left hand side is having a chevron left icon, the center is having a text input, and inside the text input we have written the logic. If the size of the text inside the text input is greater than 0, it will display the cross icon on the right hand side, and if it is equal to 0, it will remove the cross icon from the right hand side. That's pretty much it. With this, we have finished the Twitch Clone UI app. We have covered, I would say, most of this stuff inside the application. Although I do think that there are a lot of other things that is still there in the app, which we might cover in the future. But for now, I think is a very good example for all the beginners to approach an app from the scratch. So with that, thank you for watching this video. Do stick around for the upcoming videos where I would be posting videos on Android, the native Android, Jetpack, Kotlin, all those things. So if you have watched the video till the end, please do consider subscribing to the channel. Please like the video if you found it useful, and do let me know if you have any feedback in the comment section. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next video.